Welcome back for more science. I'm your host, Boston PhD. Sorry, almost failed it there. Joining me as always in the Council of Science is Dr. Moon.
Yes.
And Monkey DDS.
Hello.
We're here to pass judgment and put Dungeon of the Endless in our giant list of the only list you need for the list of the best roguelikes of all time.
Mm-hmm. By the way, is this list available on the website anywhere? Because something tells me it really probably should be.
Shortly, I'm going to be adding it to the spreadsheet that's shared on Discord. So if anyone wants to see the giant list of games that we have upcoming and would like to recommend some, because there are plenty that we have forgotten about, go to Discord server, go to the WRI channel, and in the top bar, there's a link to the Google Sheets thing.
Okay.
And that's pulled off of the main sheet, so it's updated in real time. So go check that out. And soon I'll be adding the top 10. Just want to add it in a way that it won't spoil anybody for stuff that's not out yet. So, but before we get to putting this game in the list, let's talk about our final thoughts for Dungeon of the Endless and whether or not we'll keep playing it. As is our usual. Monkey, let's start with you.
All right. So this game, the art is okay. The music is okay.
Mm-hmm.
The gameplay is fine. The tutorial obviously could be better.
Yes.
As in, that is to say, it could exist.
It could,
number one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really thought that the storylines between the characters was a really cool feature.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, like you can kind of get to know them, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when playing the game, like I wish I liked it more because like I really like tower defense games, and I really wanted to like it, but I think the main reason that I don't like it as much is that there's not really any feedback for how well you're doing or how bad you're doing, and then you just suddenly die all of a sudden, and like that was all it runs.
Right.
So yeah, it's just like in most of the other roguelikes we played, right? Like you have like that health that you know if you're at that one last health, you gotta be super careful or it runs over, right? And then in this it's just like, oh yes, I'm doing well. Oh, I'm dead. And yeah, that's super frustrating. Actually was looking through the our list and I noticed a bunch of games at the bottom I feel like would be better if they didn't have the roguelike like elements to them. And I think this is also what like would fit into that. Like if it didn't have the roguelike, like if your heroes didn't die but they like got stunned for a until the end of the wave or whatever.
Right, or like if you clear X number of doors.
Yeah, I think that would be an interesting game, but it is what it is. And I don't think I would keep playing this. Not really any reason for it. It's just it didn't click.
Yeah.
Like,
Moon, what about you?
Honestly, kind of similar. I think the way I feel about this is probably best summed up with a noise, which is
Right. It's all right.
Like it's distinctly average across the board. That's not saying it's bad. It's not a broken game. It functions, it runs, it has things that are positive about it. Just didn't click with me at all. Like at all. Like just 1,000% just did not click with me. Like I don't know if it's the tower defense nature of it. I don't know if it's the art style. I don't know if it's the semi-clunky controls on consoles because it does have some issues on that front.
Yeah, it's not like the most elegant. It's probably the best they could do, but it's not really the smoothest.
Like, I never even the amount of times I run into people and not once did I get an elevator storyline. I just
Mhm.
didn't.
Mhm.
I just got the generic black and white text kind of thing.
Hmm.
I never got like a character to character storyline, and that's really annoying. Um, I, I mean, it's fine. It's on Game Pass. I might play it to while away the time while I'm listening to the God Emperor of Dune audiobook, which is what I'm up to now, for those keeping track.
Nice.
Because some of the other games I'm playing, I actually need to use my headphones. It's fine. Like it's a decent enough game that completely bounced off me like I'm rubber and it's glue.
Hmm. I feel pretty much the opposite of both of you. I really liked Dungeon of the Endless, but I feel like that's the risk of some of these games where it's either. And the interesting thing about this show, I think, is that we're trying so many different games that you run the risk of it 100% being for someone or 100% bouncing off of someone. I'm admittedly a sucker for this art style, this kind of like lanky pixel art style that like Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery sort of popularized. I've always been a real sucker for that. I have no idea why. There's something about it that really clicked with me. I liked the discovery. I liked building your party. I liked having to research stuff and manage your 4 different currencies and climbing through this tower and having the different escape pods do different things to your run. All of this, I really clicked with. But like I said before, I'm not entirely sure who I would recommend this game to because it's there. You have to stick with it for so long to figure out how to play it because the tutorial gives you literally the basics of here's how to move, here's how to select people, go crazy. And I kind of dig that in this game. I don't always in a lot of roguelikes where sometimes that lack of direction can frustrate me. But for some reason it really clicked with me in this where it's like, all right, cool. Like I got to figure out how to, I can carry stuff between levels. Oh, okay, cool. I can sell stuff. Oh, okay, cool. And I really liked it. Unfortunately, I probably won't be playing it anymore because I feel like I got what I needed to out of it, and I saw what I wanted, and I don't feel that pull like I do in some roguelikes where it's like, all right, I have to complete all of this. I have to do the hardest challenges because that stuff will be rewarding. It's rewarding enough in this, but not enough for me to do these kind of esoteric challenges to get a pod that's just going to make the game way more difficult. And in a way
Yep.
that I think might potentially not be fun anymore. So, but yeah, let's move on to our list here, our ranking list. We're going to start at the bottom because we couldn't agree where to start in the middle of the list. So, we're just going to start all the way down at the bottom here. Is Dungeon of the Endless better than Sunless Sea?
Yes, it moves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree. Is Dungeon of the Endless better than Below?
Yeah.
About as much of a
Yeah, I
tutorial.
think right.
Yeah. But the difference is Below is not complicated. It's a character action game. I mean,
Right.
come on.
Yeah,
Like that's simple enough.
you got a lantern button and a swipe stuff button. Yeah.
I literally didn't know about building things in this until like my 4th run. I was like, how do I
Right.
build? What's this Y button build menu thing mean?
Right. Is Dungeon of the Endless better than Vambrace Cold Soul? Dungeon of the Endless is a roguelike. That's a selling point.
This is true.
Yeah. I think it has to go above it just based on that alone, to be honest.
Is Dungeon of the Endless get in there? Is Dungeon of the Endless better than Don't Starve?
I think so. 'Cause the characters, I guess, because like each of the characters are different enough. I think like they all have different abilities, and all their equipment could be different. I don't know.
Mhm.
It's don't starve is it kind of felt the same for the characters that I played.
Right.
Like I don't know.
Mm, I don't know. I feel like I feel like both of these games are trying to accomplish similar things, which is here are the basics. Now we're going to kind of let you loose to discover and make mistakes and learn from them and continually get better. But I think Don't Starve, even though failed runs and Don't Starve can be much, much longer in a way that feels a little bit more punishing, I think Don't Starve is more fun than Dungeon the Endless. Even as much as I hate survival crafting games.
Yeah.
I would say
Oh.
Don't Starve is less frustrating when you lose than Dungeon of the
Yeah.
Endless, because you can kind of see it coming, because you're like, oh no, my food's going down and my sanity's going
Right,
down.
or like I
everything is
picked a
going down.
fight with something, of course I
Yeah.
lost.
Mm.
Sounds like that's where it stays then.
Yeah, honestly, I'm torn. Like I like the both of them about the same.
Yeah. But I
It
think
definitely
looking at
doesn't
the...
get past Moonlighter.
No, I think Moonlighter is like such a more competent game overall than Dungeon of the Endless. All right, well, it sounds like this is where it sits at number 23 on our list. Not totally understandable, for a game that I love that is just kind of a weird thing. But
I think that's probably actually the best descriptor for it is weird.
yeah, it's just a
Like-
weird, like, sometimes when you put stuff together, it's gonna
It
turn out
works
a
for
little
some
bit weird.
people.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
like, we actually have really good examples on our list of mixing things together and somehow it becoming okay. Hand of Fate is a character action game with a card building thing.
Right.
Cryptid the Necrodancer is a rhythm based roguelike. I mean,
Right. Dicey Dungeons, like, there's just some real weird stuff in there.
yeah, and then you've got Blow, which is kind of a survival game, kind of a crafting
Sure.
game, and
Yeah.
kind of a roguelike, and kind of pointless.
Heyo! That's why it's near the bottom of the list. Oh man! All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for listening, and we'll see you next run. Bye.
Boy.
Bye.